Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for the Mountain Weather Information Service. This is your planning outlook on Thursday evening, the 19th of December. It's quite a messy weather pattern that we've got in the approach to Christmas. We're talking often about clusters of showers coming in from the south and southwest. Some places will escape with some dry weather and some marked lulls in the wind. At times, though, there'll be some snow and some hail in the forecast, and most of the higher mountains staying at or just below freezing point. Quite icy then in places where you may have seen some thawing of the recent lying snow. We'll start off with the temperature sequence, and this at 850 millibars. Now what we'll find is that level will rise from around 1100 metres to around 1300 metres or so as pressure builds in the days ahead, but it still gives us a useful feel for where temperatures are going. You're hovering around freezing point through Friday daytime across those highest tops, freezing levels around 1000 metres or so. As we go through into Saturday, not too much change in that overall story. The air mass hasn't changed a great deal, at or just below freezing above around 1000 metres. Slightly chillier air just edging in from the west as we go through Sunday into Monday, so you might well find that freezing level is more like 800 to 1000 metres across most of the UK mountains, and that will be the case likewise as we head towards Christmas Eve, Tuesday as well, so just a bit colder by that time relatively to these next couple of days. Heading on towards Christmas Day itself, staying generally sub-zero on those highest tops, we might just start to see some slightly milder air approaching from the southwest. Getting the absolute detail out of the forecast, though, is going to be a rather awkward one. Let's do our best and show you the synoptic charts for the days ahead. Here's Friday. You can see the tangled mess of low pressure systems and bits of fronts all over the place. One feature that rotates itself up the North Sea is more or less missing most of Britain now, but there's a bit of a trough that follows. That could give some clusters of heavy showers across Wales into Pennine areas for a few hours through Friday daytime. Western Scotland sees the feed coming in off the Atlantic with low pressure parked toward the northwest, so some showers with some snow and some hail on the higher tops coming on to western mountains. Eastern Scotland, though, may well get away with a largely dry day. Into Saturday, and low pressure is parked toward the southwest of Britain and Ireland. The risk of a front pushing northwards to see some heavy rain setting in across south and perhaps mid-Wales as the day goes on. Still some uncertainty how far north that gets. Ahead of that, it's generally a story of showers, most of those around the coastal fringes around the Irish Sea, one or two around coastal parts of western Scotland, but across a good part of the central and northern highlands, across the Pennines, you may well find, again, it's a broadly dry day, one or two local showers, but some sunshine that should be around, and some cloud breaks towards higher tops, best of those across more northern parts of Scotland. It stays very messy into Sunday. A general zone of low pressure is somewhere across central and eastern England. The exact detail of that low is uncertain, but wrapped around it is a tangle of fronts, so watch out for some areas of showers, perhaps something a bit more organised for a time across Wales, and a few areas of showers likewise across western parts of Scotland, but with quite slack pressure they'll move around slowly, and a fair chance that much of central and eastern parts of the Highlands you'll stay dry again for a good part of the day. Keep a close eye on your local forecast then. Things that may just chop and change a bit with exact detail before we get there. Here's Monday, and it's another centre of low pressure off the south of Ireland, that trying to run in towards Wales. Otherwise, it's a general, quite slack westerly flow across the British Isles. Some showers coming in from the west coast of Scotland. Some snow and some hail. One or two of those showers could be on the heavier side locally, but some places will miss them altogether. And again, the eastern side of the Highlands and the Pennines faring better for being drier, more likely more of the day. Temperatures then will have just dropped a bit by this stage compared to the weekend. Similar story into Tuesday. Pressure starting to build a bit, though, from the southwest as fronts pass eastwards. Still a story of some showers coming into western mountains. They may become a bit more organised as something of a front tries to push in. Again, watch your details at this stage. It's 5 days away, so things might just change slightly. Expect some snow and hail showers to be focused, though, across those western mountains. And the current chart that we've got for Christmas Day itself is that high pressure is trying to build across the south of Britain. We've still got something of a front suggested toward the northwest, which brings the risk of some snow and some hail showers again coming into the west and northwest highlands. Elsewhere, you may well be in for a generally dry day. Some banks of low cloud, some low-level fog may be around, particularly across England and Wales, where winds are lighter. The wind may well be a bit stronger across Scotland as a general west or southwesterly. Temperatures on the mountains most likely staying at or just below freezing point on the higher tops. Now, I won't try and get clever with the detail beyond Christmas, so much uncertainty in terms of the various forecast models at this stage, so I'll show you this comparison of just before Christmas and then just after Christmas. This is a week by week anomaly of pressure patterns, and this first chart is the week up until Christmas Day, and it's the story that we're fairly familiar with, the idea of low pressure systems over the North Atlantic and across the British Isles, feeding those patterns in with generally chilly air and those showers that we've mentioned in the forecast. Now compare this to the chart just after Christmas. Things just starting to change with the idea of stronger, higher pressure building around and possibly just north of the British Isles. This forecast model has it centred more around Scandinavia and the Norwegian Sea. Also a centre of high pressure somewhere around Spain and North Africa, with the low pressure area across the North Atlantic being sort of pushed away a little bit and having less influence on the British Isles. Now what will be critical at this time is just exactly where the wind direction is coming from, which air mass that we're tapping into. If it's being dragged in more from the south, then you would go for a milder pattern, but if we start to open the door to more of a continental pattern coming around even off Scandinavia, then things might trend towards being colder in that run up towards the new year. With higher pressure on the scene, you'd be looking at quieter weather patterns with more dry days, some stubborn banks of fog and low cloud, but the scope for some inversion conditions to be in there at times. So I think that's all we can really get out of the forecast at this stage beyond Christmas. There's that indication of something of a pattern change developing. Exactly how things unfold and how temperatures pan out, I think that is the trickier bit at this stage. We'll update the video again over the weekend for you, and all the forecasts will be updated every single day right through the Christmas period, so you can stay right up to date with all your local details. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.